Kia ora watu koutou katoa. Great to have you with us this Saturday afternoon as we bring you more action from the NZRL National Men's Premiership called Dale Tene. And beside us, Blake Ashford. Great to have you with us. This is round number 5 and it features the Wellington Orcas up against the Canterbury Bulls. Two proud provinces and the Bulls undefeated so far in the competition. It's wonderful to have you with us. And of course, local rugby league. Thanks to Sky for bringing the action from these smaller communities today from Rugby League Park into Whanganuiatara, Wellington, as we go into this match between the Orcas and the Trillo Metals Bulls. Well, let's have a look at the Wellington Orcas team list, and they've got plenty of talent, captained by Robert Ula, and JB Brown will team up with Iwana Tony in the front row. Keep your eye out too at the back for Severe out wide alongside Doanga Maya, and of course fullback is Salor, but they'll be steered around today by Stamosai and also Denzel Vaitongi. Let's hear a few words pre-game from the coach of the Wellington squad. Here's Darren Rongotaua.
Big win last week against the Eels. What's been the focus this week in training?
Adjusting our mistakes, because in all honesty we let them in last minute of the game. Stuff like that against a team like Canterbury is going to cost us, so just trying to string together 80. We did 70, but we just need 80.
Got to win by more than 13. What does that do to the approach to the game?
To be honest with you, not much. We just want to get out there and put a good performance out, and if we put a good performance out, the result will take care of itself. I know that's pretty sort of, cliched in that, but it's the truth.
Wet day, what's that going to do to the game?
It's actually quite firm underfoot at the moment. Obviously ball security is going to be major for both teams. Kicking the corners and stuff, and just the ball's going to skid. We're out there. I've already been soaked twice setting the field up. You were here telling me I wouldn't need a jacket because the rain was going to stay away, but yeah, it's just wet weather footy's wet weather footy.
Storm or Broncos?
With all the banter that's going on, I think probably the Storm. I think the young boys at the Bronx, maybe. I've been wrong all year anyway, so I'll just make that call now. I'll say the Storm. I hope the Bronx win, but I think the Storm probably.
Awesome, mate. All the best today.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Darren. Well, Blake, it's an overcast day, quite obviously. Blake Ashford with us today, proud mascot in Sydney man via the NRL, now toting on Moana home. Hey, Blake, you played in plenty of conditions like that, seemingly it's okay underfoot, but a little slippery. It'll be challenging out there today.
Yeah, we'll be challenging, definitely with the wet. I know we've got Jack Fevers in the middle who will keep it nice and tight, and hopefully this Canterbury side can hold on to the pill.
Poli is in the jersey with the captaincy today in jersey number 7, but they also have some strike power. Good win last week, 30-20 over the Otago Whalers for the Cantabrians. Thompson and Faiava at the front. Interestingly too, we've got on the bench Kyle Lecker, and 18th man, his son Taniela Lecker. You wouldn't see that often where a father and son get an opportunity to play provincial rugby league or any sport, to be honest. Yep. So I'm not sure that Taniela is going to get on the field today, an 18th man. But even so, if he does, we'll have something else to celebrate, eh, Blake?
That's a dream. That's a dream of mine.
Well, what we do know is that the coach is pretty confident coming into this one. Let's hear what Walt Wilson has to say pre-game.
Well, Walt, you've had an impressive campaign so far this year. What's pleased you most about your team?
Look, just a good bunch of men, all having fun. We're growing each week and we're getting better as we carry on. So I'm looking forward to this game today against Wellington.
Wellington need to win and they need some points. Are you expecting a bit of an onslaught early?
100%. It's do or die for them and us. We're treating it like a final, and we need to win just as much as they do.
The format of the comp this year means you missed the North Island teams. Your thoughts on this new format?
Yeah, look, I think it's been good for local league down south. I'd imagine it's much the same for the North Island sides. The proof will be in the pudding come the end of it when we see how it all rolls out.
Exactly, mate. Wet day, and hopefully it's a good game today.
Yeah, look, the ground's in really good nick. It might be wet, but there's no wind, and it feels like being back home in Christchurch on a rainy day, so it'll be good.
Awesome, mate. All the best.
Thank you very much.
Walt Wilson. Don't call him Walter. He reckons that he thinks his mum's telling him off if you go for Walter. And Walt's he's from Hallswell, coached the Canterbury rep squad for the last couple of years. Here are the players making their way out onto the track here at Rugby League Park. It's a scene of some wonderful football over the years, as you can imagine. And not just points in the NZRL Premiership, but there's a couple of trophies that are being played for today. One's the Centenary Cup. Both these provinces actually started in 1912, and their first game was played in 1913. So on the centenary of that match, a trophy was established called the Centenary Trophy, which acknowledges the two provinces. And also on the line today is a trophy that bears the name of Adrian Shelford, who played club football for both provinces. And Adrian went on to play international rugby league. And sadly, we lost him at the tender age of 39. He was a teacher in Wigan and unexpectedly passed away. So wonderful that these two teams can acknowledge both he and the province's history here in this afternoon's match. Of course, for Canterbury, a chance to win their pool and go on to play the best of the North Island in the proud red, black and white. Canterbury rolling from right to left from our broadcast position. Great to have you with us. This is round number 5 of the NZRL Rugby League Premiership. And as always, the big boys get us underway. And that run was from Atoni. Important to keep control in the early stages, Blake, as we've seen the ball jarred loose already. And the referee will call it back for a knock on precisely while there was a strip, as it turns out. But composure and getting things done clinically early is very important in the start of any game.
Yeah, I think so. And look, with that, I don't know if he was trying to offload or not, but they do have to keep it tight. Definitely in the conditions. I think the game or the start of this is going to have to be won in the middle third. And, well, Wellington definitely have the pack to do so.
Well, it's a matter of not using all your gas straight away too. It's a long one here, and we know that sometimes in the provinces, they can start with a hiss and a roar, but fade away after 60 minutes or so. That carries from Iwana Atoni. He takes the ball forward. Sotanga is in 9 today. His role will be to distribute well, be clinical with his passing as Josiah Patea goes to ground out of dummy half and using up the short side with a decent carry this time is Denzel Vaitongi, who's put away by Thompson, playing in strip number 8 for the Canterbury Bulls. The drop-off for the skipper as Uluola is carting forward. Lamalu involved in the tackle. This is good field position here for Wellington. And now looking for the grubber into the end goal. But it's picked off nicely too as Canterbury reading the play. And rather than going along the ground, it was just a little high. And as it turns out, easy picking for the Canterbury defender.
Yeah, the half-star Masasi, he would have liked his time over again. He had a lot of time to put it where he wanted to. He just didn't find the ground and obviously landed in the Canterbury Bulls' hands. But look, they're making tough work trying to get out. And Wellington have won the territory battle, being only 2 minutes in.
So it's Lamalu who will have the distribution role here from the Hallswell club. In the Canterbury competition this year, it was Linwood who won across Rickerton, all proud club names. A forced late offload for the Bulls now. And downstairs on the defensive effort, Wyatt Sotanga. Canterbury, left footer from Jimmy Wihongi. That one goes downtown when it's going to be picked up at the back there by Toanga Maya. And Ezekiel is wrapped up just inside his 10. Slow to retreat early on here, the Wellingtonians. It was a decent downfield kick and meter eater.
You can tell that they're really up for this already, Canterbury. Wihongi with a beautiful kick just to change the game. And now Canterbury, costly error by Wellington, but that's all off Canterbury's defence. A great kick from Wihongi, finding grass, and now the line speed of just the red and black jerseys.
Coming across the top, double up here for the Bulls. 3 gone, no score, but a testing time here for the hosts at Wellington's Rugby League Park. Canterbury is bringing it forward. Number 13 reaches out onto Devon Thompson. One of numerous Hornby players in this lineup for Coach Walt Wilson. Right hand and the long ball, cleverly done, and your first try is scored out wide. It's Ken Toffilo into score for Canterbury. Well, good lead-up work. You mentioned their defence, the long-range kick as well, put them in good field position. And then it was just chain passing to the right and exposing the defence on the left edge for the hosts.
Yeah, as we can see, it was that man with the kick as well who really started this chain of events. Jimmy Wehongi, a beautiful kick down, and they got the ball back, and from then it was just the overcall, just telling Lamalu he was there, and it was simple. He didn't try and overplay it too much, got it straight to his strike centre and Tofalau, and look, too big, too strong, about 5 metres out. Great work from the six though, Jimmy Wehongi, very impressive start in the opening 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, it's good work and structured play there as well. Part of the reason that they've enjoyed success through the year, but we're seeing more and more how important coaches are finding this cohesion through that right edge, and no better examples, I guess, than of recent times, seeing the way maybe Penrith work it as well with that. It's almost like a compulsory tap-on out wide out to Toho, and they've used it to great effect. And it's when you see it played out constantly on the NRL and in high-level rugby league, it's no surprise that you'd be encouraging your backline to think like that. And, of course, the best tries are always scored by wingers, aren't they, Blake?
Yeah, they are. But I just love the simplicity of it. You know, sometimes as rugby league players, we overthink what we need to do. We run a lot of different options. But that time, Wehongi just got it simply to his centre and let him work.
So we're looking for the conversion here. Not quite sure where the wind is. Can't pick it up on that shot, but we'll try and do so when we get some flags into action. In fact, it struck beautifully. Wrap that one up. That was a wonderful start from wide out. And a 6-0 scoreline here in round 5. Canterbury on the roll. They know that they have to be really on song because the northern squads are playing a top brand of rugby league. And the Southsiders will want to come and make the final. Whoever represents it's likely to be Canterbury, and be able to foot it with the classy acts from Tamaki Makoto. But a good first up effort. And that try converted from wide out. So Wellington will be a little disappointed, but there's a long way to go in this. They just need to keep their heads here, get into their defensive work. This carry once again from Devon Thompson. To his feet quickly. Coach Wilson will be pretty pleased with that start by his Chargers. 6 minutes in. That's solid defence once again. The skipper and So'otanga. Ranging out in the middle. This is Saki Lomanikaya. Bit of extra exposure in the footy. Some will be requesting a replay, others not so. This is another great effort too. And look at the step back on the inside. Flying back is Alofa Fa'ava, still weaving his magic. He's bouncing away, then gets the ball away as well, but it's knocked on. And that's a lucky break here. That's a lucky break. Fa'ava couldn't quite handle. And Wellington come up with the football, but what a weaving run from Alofa Fa'ava.
Yeah, it was great work as well. Lamonikaya going down that short side, and your eyes aren't deceiving you. The number 10, yes, it's just a jersey. He's playing in the centres. Sakaria, he's out there in the centres and looking fit and well at so.
And referee Jack Fever will say, come on back. That too will be disappointing. One thing to knock on, but when you're in vulnerable field position already, it's when it's got to be locked up and held tight like a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Well, or a boyfriend. This is modern ages, isn't it?
Yes, it is modern ages. But look, the first error from Wellington, Canterbury come down and scored. Now we've got another error here, and it looks like Canterbury are on the attack.
Oh, well, kissing cousins on the bench. You know, boys, you know, young fellas have some humour, and they need to as well. It's about enjoying your sport, enjoying your football. And another solid carry here from Saki Lomanikaya. He's been getting involved in plenty of work here, Devon Thompson. And setting the stage nicely for the Canterbury Bulls. Here they have it. got numbers. Will they work it wide again? Oh, well, I was about to say beautiful. It was almost a hit and scoop. And the Wellingtonians do get hold of the football. Severe on the far side of the field. It's okay to just take the time as Patia plays the ball. They'll keep it down the left edge, but close to touch. That ball's been dropped as well. The referee saw it. Knock on.
Knock on.
It's just he appeals to the referee that it's been stripped, but he doesn't agree. This is So'otanga.
Yeah, Wyatt So'otanga. He saw an opportunity down the short side. Particularly, you don't want to go down there in the wet. You're trying to stay away from there. And Wellington, I just feel like if they can hold the ball and get to some normality, to an end of a set and start going set for set with Canterbury, they might have some joy. But at the moment, they're just working too hard. And it's from their own errors, Dale.
Well, it's So'otanga from Randwick. Played in Ipswich, actually, over in the Aussie, and played under 18s merit as well. Been in the Orcas sort of framework for some time. So'otanga. Just having another look. See George Fava, it's his brother, Alofa, on the wing as well. I'm sure, in fact, it was the brothers who passed the ball to each other. It didn't quite stick. And now it was there in the old days. Malik Tafili with the play the ball through the hands of Paoli. He's got a run of that one too, who's been left behind. In fact, knocked on. So the conditions perhaps playing a little more into the early stages of this match than we might have expected, Blake.
I think both teams are thinking it's sunny outside and willing to throw the ball. Hey, I mean, it's good viewing for us if the balls go to hand and we see some running rugby league. But at the moment, I think both teams just need to settle. I definitely know Wellington need to get to a kick or at least find one here and try and get off defence and force an error from the Bulls.
What we do know is that, you know, the wonderful coverage that we're getting through Sky of the NRL has really kept the enthusiasm for the code, as many other codes are under pressure. Rugby league likewise, but there's still a whole lot of players who just love the game, and it's good to see them represented here in coverage. You've just come from the National Youth Tournament as well,
yes.
Blake. How did you enjoy that, and what would you say of the growth and popularity of the code right throughout our age groups here in NZ?
Well, I love it, to be honest. That's my favourite time, seeing the next generation of stars come through. And I was actually speaking to some people from Australia. As we see a penalty here, pulling down Otoni, so they get a little relieving penalty, Wellington. But speaking to some people from Australia, I asked how far away we are, you know, as it's their national sport. And they said, you know, in the last 3 or 4 years since they've been coming over to New Zealand for the secondary schools and the youth tournament, they're not that far behind. The talent coming through now, because I think we're not seeing rugby players switch to league. We're seeing kids grow up with rugby league. So it is becoming good here in New Zealand.
Here's a chance for Wellington if they can keep their heads too. So important now, possession, as they get themselves 12 metres out from the try line. And this is the first real opportunity. And as we speak, commentators Mocha, once again, a great chance.
I should have kept talking about the youth tournament, should I? Hey, they might have got across, but JB Brown, obviously this time, he didn't stand up with the ball. We see this in the NRL game. Personally, I'm not a fan, but you know, you got to get up to play the ball and stay standing. The previous penalty was obviously Atoni got pulled down. So two differing views right there and two different play the balls, but the Bulls survive.
Well, I mean, there's been a lot of focus on play the balls and cleaning up the ruck right across the code here in the Southern Hemisphere, no doubt. But still, guys want to get on with things in a hurry and don't do it properly, don't use their foot, roll it back right in front of the ref. Canterbury with the football. Drillo medals, Canterbury squad as well. Very appreciative of the support and sponsorship that's allowed them. Bit of travel around here as well. As I mentioned, Canterbury last week, winners over the Otago Whalers, who have been equal to and at times better than Canterbury. But when you think back of Canterbury's contribution and involvement in the National League scene over the years, there have been some fantastic players and names who have proudly worn the red and black jersey of the Canterbury region. A deep meter eater once again here, and sensible play too. Wellington slow to retreat, understandably, as they come back, but the defensive work is solid as well, putting it on Ferretti Salua, who will play the ball here for the boys from the capital. The defensive work as well. Got a couple of beefy guys, haven't they, Canterbury? The 22, George Favre, Devon Thompson, both of them chunky men, not overly tall, but certainly very solid, as the captain, Ula, gets up to play the ball. Now, sending downtown, and once again, it's Star Masai, who kicks it deep. Canterbury with the football, setting up a chance here for Ava. And Dalofa has put away 12 out from his own line. Now's the time for some solid defence, and unfortunately for the hosts, the referee says you've been lingering too long after the tackle.
Yeah, I thought that was a great kick by the 22 Star Masasi, and just a silly penalty there, which wasn't needed from Taulofa. Just coming in with a second effort after they just tried to change the game, change the momentum of things, and Canterbury are out of trouble once again with a kick to touch from Wihongi. And they look to go on the attack again. It really looks like they are setting up the field to go to that right side again with Tofolau.
Stamasai, he's got a lot of responsibility, big body and big ball playing ability. From Radwick, a lot of not pressure, but responsibility or expectation for him to guide his squad around the park. Here's the haul. This time it's from Tafili. He's in good field position. This is danger time here for Wellington as Thompson works it out. Thompson comes charging for the line, and he's just on the 10 metres. Quick delivery, skillful. Danger time for Wellington. Going to look tight here as the second rower, Saki Lomalakaya, will play the ball just on the line. Looking for the grubber kick into the end goal. Wellington survived and needed to as well. In the end, spirited defence.
Yeah, I could see what Poley, the captain, was trying to do there, the number 7 for Canterbury. He just didn't execute it right. And now, look, it's not a bad play. Wellington have got to come off their own line. Canterbury with all the running at the moment. And Wellington definitely, their back three have come in to do some work because the forwards are working overtime through the middle.
So, Wellington. Canterbury, that's some solid defence as well. Good hit from Jimmy Wihongi. Masai thinks, well, let's get out of here. And that's a nice overhead take from Alofa Fava. His weaving run last time was impressive. This time he doesn't get the chance to as the kicker with assistance from his hooker make the tackle. Well, Wellington have survived after that early try to Tofilo out wide, 17 gone, and it's 6-0 with another knock on. Well, that's keeping Wellington in the game.
Yeah, it's not the prettiest game to watch so far. It has given a couple of highlights, though, some big hits, some big carries, but plenty of drop ball, and that's just the conditions I think we're playing in at the moment. It is wet. We did see the wind before the game, Dale, but I just think, like I said, Wellington are holding on and doing just enough at the moment. It looks like Canterbury had a chance to score a couple more tries, but just haven't got through their sets.
Well, that's the case for both teams as they eye each other up. A few smiles going on with each other as well. Oh, the tussle in the front row is always good. Just trying to see who'll put their head in first, I suppose, is also part of the gamesmanship on display. And there's another tackle where the ball has been jarred loose. This time it's Fale Paparawiri who couldn't control. First tackle too. So his teammates will be somewhat disappointed here, but the tackle was solid.
Oh, it was. Tafili there, the 13, in and amongst it. He has been doing a lot of work in the middle third, the Canterbury number 13, Malachi Tafili. And just up and under the ball with some help from Lamanikawa and Poley there. So another error. Just, you know, we keep speaking. There's plenty of stoppages at the moment. We've got plenty of things to talk about. Might as well just start talking about the weather a bit more.
Oh, hey, well, it looks like pretty consistent Wellington weather. And of course, you know, it's quite a unique venue, Rugby League Park in Wellington, with the hill there as well. Actually would shelter some of the wind you'd have to speak from time to time. Canterbury with the football. This time it's Wihongi. He'll get to his feet quickly. Out to Lamalu. Down the right edge they come. Probing this time around with a decent run from Cooper Tahoe. He has the ball and will play it. The big man line up. Starting with Thompson. And across the top on D comes Atoni as well for Wellington. We can run hard and we'll tackle hard. It's a nice little battle here between the bookends. Back rower with a Tafili. There's the 22 with the carry, George Faiava. He's right out in front of the post. Great opportunity here for the Bulls. Out to Pauli. Keeps it alive to the second rower who gets worked on as well. This time the big hit onto Sakaria. Holding. Pauli probing. Good D as well. Great tackle that time from Taulufa. And it's a turnover for Wellington. They survive. It might not be pretty, but it's still competitive.
It is, and look, they're scrambling well, Wellington. A couple of players have come up with some very big defensive plays, and Etalani Poli, the captain for Canterbury, I think he would like his last tackle options back again as we see some big hits.
Please, can we have a look at that one again? I mean, that was something.
That's my man, Malachi Tafili, in there again, the number 13.
You love that stuff, Blake Ashford.
Always on the other end of it. Like to be doing it.
Now, is that going to end up on Smashing, bro? You're going to have to think it would. That was something else. A decent sort of a hit. On to the boot of Star Marseille, and it's downtown, taken cleanly this time. Be sure to take it in. Little held up pass. Now the step on the inside for Ava. He keeps it alive too. Again, it's Lomanakaya away to the half. Bowley, the skipper, is pulled down. Everyone's slipping and sliding like a John Lennon song. They're up on their feet again. This time it's Faiava, and he's tackled 7 metres out from the try line. There's the man who was slightly disrobed who sends it across now into the hands of Wihongi. Surely numbers down the right. Stepping back on the inside, though, is Tufilo, the try scorer, but he too is held up. Well, 3 holes to dig as they have another look down the right-hand side, and this time, will they be held up? This time it's deemed okay. Jimmy Wihongi is credited with the try, and it's just waiting possession and intent there out wide as Canterbury get try number 2. And
it all started from the kick return. We just ran straight back, and the man was the hardest to tackle out there on the wing, Alofa Fa'avai. And it was simple play there. It almost touched every Canterbury player as they just shifted straight along the line. I thought Toffolo was going to go for the corner, decides to take the tackle, and just a mirror image of the first try. Jimmy Wihongi on the right-hand side of the field. He had an opportunity to pass, but this time he said, no, you know what? I want one for myself. I've had a couple of highlights today. He's already kicked the first goal, put a big hit on, and he'll be going after another one.
Well, Jimmy is from the Rickerton Knights. Kia ora to our viewers here on Sky down in Otaki and Christchurch, surrounding districts. You know, it's been a real pleasure to bring the action from the Southern Conference, if you will, to have games played in Timaru, the Aoraki Eels. And I know they've yet to win a game in the comp, but just how refreshing it is and encouraging to see the establishment of the Aoraki Eels, the Southland Rams, the Orcas, Whalers and Bulls. I mean, there's some talent, no doubt, going around, and you're looking at one of them here. Jimmy Wihongi still had a bit to work, even Blake, to do once he got across the line.
He did.
Sort of scored it back over his head, didn't he, mate?
Yeah, and look, he just kept moving until some part of that ball touched the ground, and he's probably been Canterbury's best if I've had to pick one so far. He's had some great kicks. He's had a great goal kick so far, and then even some of his defence has been exceptional.
Call it in, Jimmy. There they are. There's the cow horns, Jimmy. Line them up, boy, line them up. Here we go, Jimmy. Jimmy Wihongi. Yeah, mate. That's what you play footy for. 2 from wide out for Jimmy. Nice stuff, mate. It's a 12-0 scoreline here. Great to have you with us, round 5. Sky Sport bringing you localised action as we come into the thin end of the season for Rugby League. as far as provinces are concerned, the NRL, of course, tomorrow is going to be a huge day. Good luck to the Warriors and their matchup in the interstate against the Burleigh Bears. What a season the New South Wales Cup team have had. And, of course, we've still got plenty of football too with the Pacifica Championship coming. All of it beaming into your lounge rooms.
Oh, knock on off the
Sky
kickoff.
Sport, there we go. Well, there's the turnaround that Wellington desperately need. Let's see if they can keep their head and hold on to it for a full set. JB Brown has the football this time, and he's 12 out from the try line. Need to ensure that the play the balls are clean and tidy. Here's the run, almost a strip. Iona Atoni is a couple of metres away from the try line. They're out to Masai, sends it on the inside to Tulaina Muretalo, and I think he's got to cross the line. The ref's having a look, and it's a knock on and goal. He gets up, questioning that. Tulaina Muretalo. And the referee was well positioned. Let's have another look. The drop off on the inside. He's across the line, reaching out. Jack Fever was well
Jack
positioned.
Fever's had the best, but Luana Mulatalo, I mean, he looks very powerful. I'd like to see Masai use him a bit more. Just, look, it was a very powerful run there. Almost carried 3 over for a try and opened Wellington's account. Not to be, though. And Canterbury working it off their own, from their own half.
Well, that was a great opportunity because it would have given them so much heart. 25 in, 2 tries to 0, 2 fine conversions from out wide from the standoff for the Bulls. But that try, had it have been ratified, would have been just what the doctor ordered from a Wellington perspective. They need the ball back here now. Short side play, it's Wihongi first. Cooper Tahoe gets his hands on the football here. Men's game here at 12. Women are playing at 2 o'clock, both of the calls. Fortunate enough to be involved in, both being Blake. Looking forward to spending the afternoon with this. Tafili will play the ball. This is danger time here for Wellington. Little pause run from Pauli, gets it out the back to Rufyu. And then the step back on the inside was clever. And the number 10 is in to score. That's Aluma Sakaria. And that's try number 3 for the Bulls. Looking good. And again, almost a 12-point result because had that try been scored.
And look, it's Alani Poli. I said he probably would have wanted his last 2 last play options back. Well, he's made up for it because his choice there, not just to go for a normal routine kick to a corner, he decides, you know, he saw an opportunity, took the running game. And look, I said before, the big number 10, he's got number 10 on, probably could play prop by the look of Luma Sakaria, but he's out there in the centres moving like a very capable centre. And he finishes that off with a try for Canterbury, 16-0. 26 minutes gone. Not the start Wellington or their fans down there would have been hoping for, especially with a lot to play for.
That's Bululuma Sakaria, who plays for the Linwood Kears, well represented in this Trillo Medals Bulls squad. And this is pretty straightforward. You would have to think that Canterbury will have this as a given. Well, that gives us a chance once again. Blake, you've had a lot of involvement with the NZ RL, both at the secondary schools and I know more recently the youth tournament. A lot of these guys are making way. There's 3 debutants on the Canterbury squad. First time in a campaign of this type. And it really, part of the challenge for coaching staff and for all league people is to weave youth into the fold while they've got some experience to play alongside and learn from. So there are some neat opportunities out here for our young fellas, and I know obviously the Warriors are looking to establish more clearly the pathways through Jersey Flag and the like. Yep. But it must be encouraging some of the talent you're seeing literally on the ground at these tourney.
Mate, like in the 10 years I've been in New Zealand, like obviously halfway through that we dealt with COVID, but coming out of that, you know, it's been a slow build, and to watch rugby league in New Zealand now, it's definitely clear where a lot of the talent's coming from. And, you know, you've got those 3 Auckland-based teams in this national premiership that are very strong, but just the provinces that are around it, you can see them starting to grow as well. And like, a perfect example, like we spoke about a father and son duo possibly playing together here, and you said that they might have played last week, but for me, that would be a dream. Like, you know, you see that sometimes at club level, but to do it in a rep, in a district jersey, would mean a lot. So it's definitely growing in New Zealand, and the numbers are huge. They've gone so big since COVID.
Well, I mean, look at the number of the Warriors, young fellas who are from the provinces out of Christchurch or Tokoroa, or, you know what I mean? They're not all city kids. So it gives young guys watching this provincial football, you know, a chance to realise that you don't have to be in the big smoke to get noticed. But when you go to national tourney, you do need to stand up because people are watching very closely, including Aussie scouts.
To be honest, down there at the National Youth Competition last week, there was maybe about 6 to 8 NRL scouts there. So everyone is watching. You know, you never know who's watching, actually. So, no, it is a good point you make there, Dale.
Tēnā koe, and we'll talk about the Tauranga Moana scene as well.
Ooh.
It's great to see that you've loved the land so much and you've dug into a piece of paradise here in NZ as well, Blake, raising your kids down home there in Tauranga. It's exciting to see how sport's developing too, and one of the growth areas of our country, certainly population base, and I hope likewise when we look at it through a sporting lens. Wellington with it now 18-0. Really, it doesn't convey their efforts, but the slick kicking as well has contributed to that. A couple of loose carries and eyes off the prize have resulted in those 3 tries that have been scored. The last of them more straightforward than the first 2. But it is time for Wellington to make some mark. As Star Masai sends it down confidently into the hands there of Tommy Dufew at the back. He's unfazed by the attention or expectation. Little dummy and a whole shot through the middle. This guy's got some wheels. This is Pauli, holds it up nicely, but he passes. And the Wellingtonian is in for the intercept, going completely the other way.
Taonga Maia, just great job to get back, Dale. Look, I mean, that was great work there from Etalani Pauli, the captain of this Canterbury side. But for Taonga Maia to get back there and just put a body in between 3 red jerseys, he saved his team, you know, probably going down 24-0. And if they can grab one here, we spoke about a 12-point turnaround. This is another opportunity for Wellington.
JB Brown with the carry. This is the time when they've got to go to work, and this time is Zach Morse. A replacement on with some fresh legs and hopefully attitude. Into the hands of Masai. He'll launch it. The bounce will be important here. Which way is it going to go? Favouring Wellington. It doesn't. It ends up in the hands of, this is the dad we spoke of, Kyle Lecker. Wonderful contributor, Kyle. He's from the Knights as well. And so it's just great to have him in there. He's been playing a lot of football down and around in Canterbury. Very popular figure for the rugby league fraternity. And good to see him on the field. Wellington need the football. How will they get hold of it? A spinning run this time from Tafili. It's got the wonderful Tamoko on from Harmore as well. Tafili over the halfway line. Come the Canterbury Bulls. Dummy half work for Tommy Dufew. That one's been dropped, but it's gone backwards. The referee. They're pretty quick nowadays, even if you think they've gone backwards. They seldom allow them to go. Back in the old days, you might, but...
Yeah, tough call there, but hey, like, you know, you play to the referee's whistle. And it's perfect for the game that we're calling, because now Wellington, look, we got 7 minutes to go before half-time. Wellington have had a couple of chances, and I really think this one they need to capitalise on, because going into 18-6 would be massive for Wellington.
You wonder if they might change the ruling from being a knock-on to a drop. If you drop the ball, that's it, boys.
Touch rules, eh?
Yeah, pretty much. You know, whether it went forward or back, doesn't matter. You've dropped it, and that's it. You've had your dash. Sortanga. Here's Wellington now. Here's Brown. Brown with the carry. Like I say, big ups to my old mate too. Wonderful commentator and one of the great personalities of New Zealand sport, Ken Laban. Hope you're watching on with your boys here. He's also an unofficial tourism ambassador for Wainuiamata. Every time he opens his mouth, he's obliged to mention that proud community.
think he's running for mayor too. Someone told me the other week.
He is running for mayor. That's right. Yeah. That's an interesting pronunciation. I would always say mayor.
Mayor. Yeah. That must be the Australian coming out of me.
Tomato,
maybe?
tomato.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those. Potato. Oh, I don't know about potato, but anyway, I get the drift. Well, another chance too, while we were delving into pronunciation issues. Pretty challenging for commentary as well, don't you think, Blake? With all the double-barreled Pacifica names.
They're testing me out today. They certainly are. So it's good as well. I suppose when you do the NRL games, you sort of know the players. You hear the name every day, but you don't get a chance with some of these players. There's Wellington straight on the attack.
Here's Zach Mosse, and he's provided a little bit of impetus for the Wellingtonians. He's just a metre away. Gee, it'd be good for them if they could score a try. Getting close this time around, turning, and that is the try that they sought. That is the try they're rewarded with, and it's Shauna Toningatu who scores for Wellington, and they couldn't have scored at a better time. 5 out from half-time. Wellington finally crossed the line.
What a job as well, and he's definitely provided impact since he's come on. But for me, the key, everything has come off this man, Wyatt So'otanga, today. He's been darting. He's been trying to cause some trouble through the Canterbury middle third. And this time he had a couple of lead options. He had out the back, but he chose the right one. And Wellington crossed the line, and we spoke about that 12-point swing. You would think this would be converted. Only 12 points down. Could possibly be even closer going into half-time. Wellington, as poor as they would say they've been this half, it doesn't seem too far out of reach.
Well, clock up this turn, we'll assume that that's going to be a given. What it does create, there's always vulnerability off the back of a try, and so the next set is so absolutely vital. So get a little bit of a look. It's almost in a crater here in Wellington City, Rugby League Park. It's certainly been the venue for plenty of top teams who have played in the capital. And that does... Oh, well, here we go.
What have I done?
Now, what have you... I have to come to you, because I don't know what to say. What are you going to say here
I
now?
don't know.
Come on, Blake.
I know. I see, because I know they talk about commentators curse, but sometimes I just think, it's just a thing. That was bad. Like I really messed that up. Already assuming, you know what goes after assume, but 18-4.
Hey, I've already put the scoreline down.
Yeah,
I'm going to have to
cross that out.
I'm going to have to go change my writing again. Oh, gee. Well, that can happen.
I won't be making too many predictions. Or do we just keep going and see when we can break a curse? You know, curses are meant to be broken, aren't they?
Curses are meant to be broken. Hey, as long as they're not delivered by your wife, all right? Now, that's a different story there, Blake Ashford. Well, they know they can do it. And this guy's given, a bit of sting, hasn't he? Zach Mosse. Since he's come on, he's just been very direct in his running.
I think that's what they've done since the interchange bench has come on. They've really labelled it through the middle.
Is that Tohu Harris? Does he look like Tohu Harris or what to you?
Big JB Brown.
JB Brown, Tohu. He could be related. Now listen, mate, did you play in the Warriors team when they wore the black and yellow strip?
No.
You never... They made one up specially for a game in Wellington?
Yeah, they did. No, I think I was retired by then. I thought I was done by then, but I didn't quite get that jersey into my collection.
Oh, there's the knock on there. Yeah, well, some people thought it was, hey,
they didn't like it.
No, some didn't like the yellow and black jersey for the Warriors. Our daughter, she thinks it's the best thing since sliced bread.
They paying homage to Wellington, wasn't it? So, you go down there. And I know the Warriors will get another game down there next year, the first time in a couple of years. So they can't wait for that.
Well, Darren Angatawa, by bringing in Zach Mosse, has really, hit the let's go button, because young Zach's really given them just a bit of a lift, and look where they find themselves again. That one's gone backwards. It's gone backwards, though.
Back that one.
Don't turn it over for drop ball. Take back all I've said, Wellington. Keep rolling. 22 out, dummy half work. Now, probing is Solua. Soloi gets the offload to Sortanga. Oh, charging towards the line is Wyatt Sortanga. Now he gets up to play the ball. Oh, the pass. The pass is horrid. It's gone to ground.
Suolor would probably like that back because, look, we've been waiting for him to get in the game. And one of his first touches, he almost sets up a try, but he would like that dummy half pass back again because they definitely had numbers out there to cause some trouble. But this has been the theme of the game so far.
Well, just a minute and a half or thereabouts. If you've just joined in, you're watching Sky. And thanks for spending your afternoon with us. This is coverage of the round 5 match between the Orcas and the Bulls. And it's coming from Rugby League Park in Wellington as part of the NZRL Men's Premiership of 2025. So far, 3 tries to 1 and all converted for the visitors from Canterbury, who came into the game 3-0 in the Southern Conference, if you will. And they're on their way to making a final in this competition. All going well here this afternoon. Here's the turnover. Wellington with the ball. Little dummy. Great D. This time it's the skipper, Pauli, who makes the tackle. Sortanga looking for some big men to head it. To smoke it forward. Poor play the ball. A bit of an appeal. And falling on deaf ears. Referee Fevers was looking at it and says, well, there's no one to blame but yourself.
We might get one more play here if they're lucky. But JP Brown, look at JP Brown, he's put his hand up this first half. He's got through a lot of work. He might have been close to playing most of the first half too.
Did referee Jack just do the
I think
TV
so.
move? Was that? Hey,
because I guess one of the players asked for a challenge. So,
yes. Right, here's a challenge. Hey, that's half time, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. Hope you're enjoying the action. 3 tries to 1 here in this intriguing battle between the Orcas and the Bulls from Rugby League Park. We go to the half-time break here, and it's 18-4 to Canterbury. Stay with us. We'll have a look at the first half highlights and evaluate what's coming up in the next 40 in just a moment. You're watching the action of round 5 of the Men's Premiership in NZRL, and of course, you're watching it right here on Sky. Ngamihi. Well, thank you, friends, for staying with us here on Sky. I hope you're enjoying your Saturday afternoon with local football. And wonderful to be calling alongside Blake Ashford, who is very experienced in analysing the efforts on field. And, of course, he's been involved with encouraging our young people, particularly in and around the coastlines area. This is a great vehicle for growth, and I certainly respect the skin in the game that you carry into our commentary box this afternoon, Blake Ashford. Entertaining footy.
it is.
And, you got to like it.
Yep, it is that. Like we said, there's plenty to play for, as you touched on at the start of the call, Dale. And it's not just the 2 points here that's on offer. When we do know Wellington need to win by about 30 to go ahead and make a final, but there is a couple of shields on the line as well. So a big second half we're in for, I believe.
Yeah, Adrian Shelford was a very popular young professional rugby league player. And also, when I see the Canterbury Bulls, I can't help but thinking of old Gerard Stokes, or Jed Stokes, who was a long-time coach of the Bulls. I think about Frankie Endicott and the many players who've come through the Bulls, including the Rock Hermanson. Our many spring to mind. They've, over the years, just put out heaps of fabulous players. But hats off, of course. Gerard went over coaching Whitehaven. That was his young fellow, Ben Stokes, who's former captain of the English cricket team.
Yep.
And there's a lovely story there. All proud Cantabrians, and for those of you from that community, of course, you'll be hugely excited, I guess, too, with the big stadium still to open. And we've got to acknowledge the generosity of the rugby league and sporting community with shared facilities since that devastating quake of 2011. And the community now standing proudly as they build another stadium, a world-class venue. to host big matches, including rugby and rugby league.
And I was down there, like we said, for the youth tournament, and Napunawai down there. It's a beautiful complex, and it hosts athletics. You've got cricket, you've got rugby league, rugby union, and you've also got, you know, your hockey and your athletics. So it's definitely a great venue that they should try and get everywhere, really. But Christchurch definitely leading the way. There's another knockback.
Yes, yes, we can't call that one in from up here. Fullback with the ball is Tommy Rufew. He's done some good things this afternoon, Tom. And that time around, survived as Nick Evans gets a chance with the football. Evans from the Hallswell Club getting up to his feet. And here is the run from try scorer Tuffy Low in that first half. If Wellington are going to really be a chance, they need to get hold of the football. And well, we spoke about the need for control early on. This time it is lacking. And Canterbury spill the ball. You can hear the crowd in the background. They're really enjoying this action. And Wellington with a solid piece of work there from Josh Fafita.
Oh, we talk about impact, don't we? And someone's come on to try and lift the team. And with that contact and then the reaction after, I definitely think he was sent out there for a real purpose.
Josh Fafita for the Wellingtonians. In fact, it's been smart utilisation of the bench from Rangitawa. Well, and that one was a tough one as well, as Mese Taulufa does very well. Just on his fingertips, and he reached back to grab hold of the football. On the right edge. They don't need to do too much, but they do need to get to the back end of their set. They do need to get a decent kick away as they work it down the right corridor. This time it's the captain, Ulaula. Just over the halfway line. The Wellington Orcas with the football. Of course, the home province of the wonderful Simon Mannering, who came across, I think it was for a high school run. He's from Nelson. But ended up in the Wellington Orcas, their under-18 junior squad, and went on to be one of our most highly regarded Warriors players of all time. That kick was skyward, but awkward as well.
I think that was another great take, and he may be down injured. Oh, it's I know he's up, Sakiria, the number 10 who's out there in the centre. So he did a good job taking that. They just put it up in a hit and hope, the Wellington side.
JB Brown getting into the work. Canterbury with the football, and that's solid as well too. Flung to ground. The try scorer, Atone Ngatu. Having a good contribution. Coming from Marker. The referee says you were out too quick from the blocks.
Ooh.
I kind of liked it myself.
Well, look, we just spoke about the bench players who have come on and really changed the game for Wellington and trying to make a statement, and look like he was. It's a tough angle for us. Jack Fevers was there right on the money, so he's probably got the best eyes for it. And Canterbury, they'll start six tackles inside the 40 here. It's huge.
They've thought of a job in the diplomatic corps.
I'm very much a people pleaser at the moment, mate.
Good on you. Hope you're hearing that at home, Mama.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Another great refereeing decision by me.
There you go, Blake.
Was the correct call. As a man who hasn't done too much wrong today in Ken Tofalau, he just faced the wrong way, playing the ball at a diagonal direction instead of up and down the field. So we get to see it on replay here.
Well picked up too. Yeah. That was almost playing to the sideline, wasn't it?
It was.
Great to have you with us. Blake Ashford in the commentary today. Pleasure to work alongside you, Blake. Here we go now. Wellington with the football. It's taken by Whanapapa Rawiri. Let's see if they can be more solid in just the way that they hold on to the football. Nice little touch of sportsmanship too as the two number 6s tap shoulders. And that ball's gone, so here we are. And this time around, Denzel Vaitongi. In fact, it's the big guy, JB Brown.
Gee, he gets through some work, JB Brown. I know we just come back from half time, but I'm not too sure how long he's actually been on the sideline, if he has at all this game. So he doesn't mind putting his hand up for some carries.
they're going to have everyone on song. Here, down by 14. With their next to score, they'll really start to believe in their potential to get the upset today. Of course, if you've just joined us, you're watching the Trillo Metals Canterbury Bulls up against the Wellington Orcas in round 5. And it's the Orcas who have the ball now. 10 metres in from our broadcast touchline as the angled run is clever. This time it's Vaitongi. He's pegged back in the tackle of Tufilo. 21, Josh Fafita has the ball. Long pass, trying to create an opportunity, and here's the spinning effort of Shona Tuningatu. Dummy half work again for Fafita. This time it's Big Star, realises that he's run his player into a difficult position and dropped like a stone onto the deck there at Rugby League Park, as the carry this time is also pretty solid for Zach Mosse. Over the top, it's Masai. Inside JB Brown this time. Brown goes towards the line and he's put away. Just a few metres out from the try line. Deep into the tackle count. Masai, wide ball. Inside run, there's a whole shot for the line. Can he get there?
I think so.
Yes, Denzel Vaitongi is in to score for Wellington.
What a try it was as well. They decided to run it on the last. And this half especially, Vaitongi has definitely come into his own. I know he's got the 6 on, but he just seems like another runner. And it was that man again, Star Masai, who he's turning players under. He's really the orchestrator of this whole concept that Wellington have in attack. And just the way he sums it up here, plays real slow and just gives the ball early to Vaitongi, who does the rest. Too big. Have a look at the man. There was 3 there, red jerseys, trying to stop him. And like you said, Dal, the confidence will be up now with this Wellington side.
Yeah, well, they'll have some self-belief, no doubt. Denzel Vaitongi, he's regarded as the Mr. Fix-It in this Wellington squad, Denzel. He's played prop, and he's played back row, he's played centre, and is in fact a former junior Orcas half. So he's the sort of guy that's got some ability, got some experience, and he showed some of that too by the way he weaved and folded himself around body position to get the ball down. Now, this is an important conversion attempt. We're not going to say he should get it, but I guess we're allowed to think it.
Oh, he was always getting that.
Oh, he was always going to get that one.
The right side of the right side. Kept the mouth shut there. But 9 minutes into this second half, and, you know, you spoke about Denzel Vaitongi, and he's probably that first one you pick, and then you sort of pick the rest of the team, and then we're like, okay, well, we need a centre, or we need a front rower. We've got Denzel there, that'll be all right. So we can see today with the 6 jersey on, he's not playing like a half, but that's why you've got Star Masai there, who's really going to work and taking ownership of this team, and Denzel's running off the back of it.
Your Star, of course, he's not your normal physique for a half, far from. But I guess the coach, Rangatawa, is just looking for experience, because, you know, a lot of the guiding of a rugby league team is down to experience. When to pass, when to run, what to do. And this time around, everything is undone. Al Pronto, and now Jimmy Wihongi sets up Canterbury for another run. Here's some fresh legs, and there's the try straight away. When we talk about the need to be focused after scoring a try, and Wellington allowed themselves to slip into the gap. And Canterbury, hell-bent on making them pay this time. A poor pass and great commitment there from Wihongi. And then it was just so straightforward for Kyle Lecker, one of the oldest guys in the run. Let's have a look and see if he dyes his hair. I don't think he does, Kyle.
Looks like he got up and celebrated like it was the first one. He's off the nudie. That's what it looked like when he scored.
Yeah, good on you,
Love
Kyle.
that. But look, I think Wellington there, a man, Zach Mosse, who's come on, had an exceptional run off the kickoff, and then no one put their hand up, and Josh Fafita just threw the ball across, went to ground, and once again, Canterbury, sensing that they needed to be urgent, get on the ball, and it ends up in a try to the number 17, Kyle Lecker.
Well, from elation to deflation. It just can happen in the blink of an eye. And of course a loose ball which was pounced upon, and the replacement, well, from the bench, but Cole's also the vice captain. He's in there to do the job. So there should be no problem. But here we go again.
This is the same position as well.
Yeah, different man though. He's been good. Here's Jimmy. Jimmy, get the job done, Jimmy! Yes! No worries for Jimmy Weehongi. Yeah, Kyle Lecker. You know, you love guys who give great service, ongoing service to their sport, teammates, community, and in this case, the Canterbury squad. Kyle's been around for a long time, and that will please him, as it does us and hopefully you, to see a guy who's given so much of himself to the code, coming in to score, but it will be a source of huge disappointment for the host team.
Yeah,
Who really just got themselves back into it and now face a steeper climb. So Canterbury, they need the hit out too, because as you've already mentioned, should they be successful today, and indications are that they will, you know, they'll have to be, oh, there's a bit of an issue here. They'll have to be right on their game. In fact, better than they've played all season if they're going to knock over these top Auckland squads. Let's have a look here. Is that number 20? Is that Philly Moala? Oh, he fell awkwardly.
you see both knees are strapped as well. Trainer's coming onto the field. Hopefully he is okay. The sun has come out. The rain washed away. So looks like maybe that free-flowing footy they look like they were ready to play in the first half creeps into this game.
That's Philly Moala. He's down. When you said the sun has come out, I was looking down at my paper saying it's turning out a lecker in.
Nah, he would have been cheering on the sideline when his dad got the try though. Happy household today, the Liquor family.
Yeah, he looks all right too. Well, he might need some attention.
Yeah. Good sign he's walking off though.
He's hobbling like my Tuakana Steve, who's over from Sydney as well. If you're watching this afternoon, bro, that's the way you've been getting around the last few days. And that's the way Mum's been moving.
Just like that.
Yeah,
Bouncing
she's
up
over
and
with
down.
him as well. So the number 18's coming on. Now that's Jamison Ilalio from Canterbury. He's on debut, actually, or one of the players that have debuted in this campaign. Let me clarify that. From the Rickerton squad. And just waiting for Philly Mohala to get off the field here. That's the thing, and that's why I have such respect for athletes across the board. You know, you're always at risk of that. Easier to sit at home on the couch, but you know, good guys, motivated guys, and wahine, get out, they run, they jump, they throw. And they're great contributors to community. Like I say, it's sort of easier to sit on the couch and watch than to train hard and perform. 24-10, 13 into the second half here. Round 5 of the NZRL Premiership. Well, it's Rugby League Park, but the 21 thought, is it Carlaw again? That's Josh Fafita.
I'll tell you what, he has come on and he's a live wire, Josh Fafita. He's out there trying his backside off. He's trying really hard just to get after this game, and that one just a little bit too reckless, crept up a bit high. But they were up smiling, already digging into each other. So, look, this is a very important set. I know there's still plenty of time left, 25 minutes, but to go up by 20 points here and probably 4 scores, very important defensive set for Wellington.
And this is a nice start to it as Reece Puckle takes the ball forward. To Lamalu, dummy half work. Straightened run here for Kyle Lecker. So he's got them into good field position early in the tackle count. Danger times here for Wellington. Canterbury Confidence running high, working it out wide. I've liked the way that this guy carries the ball right from the get-go. And he gets up to play it. That's Lumanakaya. Showing some skill there with the footwork. Leo. Oh, look out, here come Canterbury. Need a turnover. Wellington need to really stand strong here with their D. Can they pull it off? Pauli holding, skipper, weaving, pushes the ball back. It should be okay. Toningatu, and it was a knock on. Although the new man on the field, Leo, says, well, it wasn't me. But the referee is quite right. This is, in effect, an effort by Pauli to get the ball away. It went through a few different hands across shoulders. Bouncing around, but Wellington rightfully have the football 10 metres out from their own line.
And not a bad, I know it wasn't the ideal last play option, but when you're leading 14, it's not a bad position to finish. 10 metres out of Wellington's try line. And look, Wellington are struggling at the moment to find players to put their hands up and try and find some formation just to get out of their own area.
Well, they need just a couple of guys to steady the ship here. This is Ula. He spins in the tackle. Oh, they'll be getting fatigued too, so you've got to factor that into the game.
There we go.
And the fresh legs that came on. This is a better run. Classy, almost away. Back on the inside. Slick. And wrapped up eventually is Josiah Patea. Vaitongi through Masai. Out wide they come. Runner needed one this time for Soloa. He gets the ball away eventually to the Ula. And he's wrapped up there. And the tackle of Ilalio. Can Wellington get across the line? Masai. Here's the kick into the in goal. And just a touch heavy. Question the option. They seem to have some momentum here. I wonder whether through the hands might have been a more sensible play.
I think so. And look, it's hindsight's a beautiful thing, but you see the player rushing out on the line, and then you look at all the black and gold jerseys out to the left, and that's how they created that opportunity in field position. You know, we said the sun's out now. Hopefully they start to spin the ball, and it's definitely what Wellington did through Star Masai.
Well, Star's got some good skills, no doubt. That time was just a little bit heavy, and they look like pretty skinny in goals as well at Rugby League Park, so you need to factor that into your decision making as Kyle Lecker is flung to ground, the vice captain. He's just over the halfway line. Lemalu serves it up, and the fresh legs of Ilalio wrapped up in the tackle of Muse. So they need to keep the eye on their defensive work as Lemalu creeps an easy 15 metres with a smart run. Some solid defence too, as the hooker is slammed down onto his back. A little bit of push and shove. Your thoughts on that one, please, Blake?
Yeah, well, obviously it was a tough tackle. I think it might have just been the second effort with the elbow just there. Maybe a hand to the face. That might have been the penalty in the end. Be interesting to see what they do. Look, Canterbury don't have to run up a score. They just really have to win this game to, I believe, secure a final against one of the Auckland sides, most likely County. So interesting to see how they play this last 23 minutes. Do they just get to a kick, or are they there trying to score some more points? As Josh Fafita's getting spoken to, just with the captain just telling Ula just to calm him down for this last 22 minutes.
Well, he comes in with a bit of a reputation for loving the contact and the crash and the bash of the middle crazy defensive energy. That's how his description comes on his bio. So
we've definitely picked that up over the last 10 minutes. And like I said, look, he's out there, and it's probably a reason why they've put him on the bench to come on. If situations were like this, they're down, he really comes on and adds at least a spark, doesn't he? Gets everyone's blood boiling.
Shot off the side of the field. Yeah, really interesting ground here. See if we get a chance to visit. Come on down, have a squiz. Set into the side of a hill as we see Canterbury. Now this is nice play. Will they be rewarded out wide? Wrapped up with his Sakaria. Could play the ball for Lufiu. And now through their hands, there's the Mere Gusi, Milalilo. 13, Tafili. Over the top, numbers, opportunities out there too. Couldn't quite finish it, Tofilo. To his feet. Still, the danger exists here. You get a feeling it's just a matter of time as the back rower, Tafili, is put away. Now there'll be one down on the defensive line. Holding it up, there's Bowley. Numbers out wide, threading the needle. The chase is on. Wellington survived though. Wellington survives. That the fullback
It is.
managed to get there.
A great work from Jimmy Wahongi coming from the other side of the field. We saw him almost lay on a pass on the right side. He's predominantly played on that right side, but here, just to create an option, he's put another number into it on the left-hand side of the field. And we've seen many kicks. We've been pretty judgmental on going dead in those short in goals or probably the last wrong play options. But he's been exceptional with most of his plays today, Jimmy Wahongi.
See, looking at that in goal, was I a bit quick to call him skinny? The ones in England are certainly skinny in comparison to NRL, but you've been around the game for a while and you've got a good assessment of distance there, Blake Ashford.
You put me on the spot here.
So-
they look
so
about...
next time you get a look at it, you just give me a thought on that, please. Here's the tackle there once again on Jasmine Ilalio. Man, he's done very well. He looks a little bit like Lionel Richie, but here's the ball out wide. Here's the ball out wide. Is that the try? Referee Jack Fevers comes. Well, listen, he came in late. Yeah, held up. That was our cameraman was right in there before the ref came across. So Jack, I think that was a fairly solid decision.
Are you saying like we could be video referees here? We could be the bunker.
No. We could be the bunker boys.
Yeah.
Let's have another. Here we go. Staying with the action.
Great foot pass.
Right. Oh, there's the half pickup. And also, if you're watching this later, by saying you look like Lionel Richie, it was a compliment, mate. Don't you worry about that. It's a compliment. Well, Wellington survived that, but they looked a bit dangerous there for a while, eh, Blake?
Yeah, Canterbury were starting to shift the ball left and right. And look, Wellington have just worked so hard, scrambling and trying to keep Canterbury out for a lot of this game. It's surprised that the score is only 24. I think, with the amount of ball and opportunities Canterbury have had, it could have been a lot more if Wellington weren't scrambling, but they are struggling at the moment. They shift it wide. That's where they got to go. No, let's play on.
Oh, this is looking good. And there are runners on the inside. Surely the pass is going to get there. It does, and it sticks. Shalom Savia. Savia is in to score. Well, exactly as we're talking about how difficult it's been, but what a courageous attitude they've displayed. It turns for them on the positive. And that's going to give them a whole lot of heart. We could be in for a really entertaining conclusion to this one at Rugby League Park.
Yeah.
Lovely hole shot from Vaitungi. Gets it off there to Whare Papalawiri. And then the floating ball on the inside for Savia.
And that was beautiful work. Look, we've spoke about the opportunity. Well, Wellington started out the game trying to go wide and shift the ball. Obviously, it's a strength of theirs. And in the first half, because of the weather, it just didn't come to hand, and it probably wasn't the right play in the first half. But now, in this second half, the rain's gone away, the sun's come out, it's looking a little bit dry weather footy style, and I'll tell you what, Star Messiah has just come to his own this second half. He's just loving getting the ball out wide when it looks like nothing's on and creating something with an easy shift pass. All it is, it's simple footy, and they're creating opportunities. That's 2 times they've gone down this edge, attack down their left and come away with some tries. So great work, great backup there from Shalom Savia.
Had to take my hat off as well to Tom Rufew, who was isolated and almost was able to inject himself in and upset the pass on the inside. But the numbers were too great, and eventually the pass back to Savia stuck. So it's just what the doctor ordered as far as Wellington are concerned. This is an important conversion again for the fullback. He hits this one, and it is sweet. Sweet as a nut. That's the 6 points that they did need. 24-16 scoreline here. Round 5 of the National Men's Premiership Rugby League Park in Wellington. The Orcas and the Bulls. And it's Canterbury with the lead in what could be an exciting conclusion to this provincial clash. On the line, the Centenary Trophy and also the Adrian Shelford Trophy. Great to have you with us here on Sky Sport, home of New Zealand Rugby League, the NRL, and the Pacifica Championships. Just waiting for the kicking tee. Let's just check. Is that a Halligan model?
Yeah, mate, it could be. There's that many. He's got that many, doesn't he?
24-16. Gee, wouldn't it be? Wouldn't it be amazing if Wellington were able to get another try? This bloke's had a good game today.
He has.
You know, really throwing himself into his work. That's Zach Bussy. He really contributed nicely. Is it fresh legs there for Wellington? I think it might be too. Chase Mako in the red headgear. Perhaps he'll bring some sting into play.
I think for me, they got to go here to the left again. That's where they've created both opportunities.
This is Mako. And he's wrapped up just short of the halfway line. Fafita is acting half. Well, here's the launch. That's smart enough thinking. The take at the back foot, Ufu, is challenging, but he is equal to the task as the chase from front of Paparawiri, putting pressure on him. Skillfully taken.
They just can't let them out with a penalty here or any little error discipline-wise. And there we go. Just Mako onto the field, and he didn't need to do it. Just over-eager, I guess. Young come on the field, trying to help his team. Instead, he lets Canterbury just get out with a simple penalty of pushing the player down as they're trying to get up and play the ball.
Yeah, it's sort of a style of yesteryear, Blake. But in the modern game, you know, referees pretty dark on that stuff. So quick to penalise. Might have been okay back in early mascot days, but it's frowned upon now, Blake Ashford. His little mid-air skip. 22, George Fava is back into the mix. He started well for Canterbury. They have cause to be mindful here of the threat that is being posed by this courageous Wellington team. As George Fava sends the ball or dummies it back on the inside. Now they scored straight off the bat last time around. This time Jimmy Wihongi has the football. And here comes Ilalilo. And he'll have a go for the line, and it's that simple. We've spoken about it last time, that when you score a try, you have to be very stoic in your attitude in your defensive line. This time around, Wellington let themselves down. Canterbury pounce, and not surprising. What became a close game now stretches back out, and Canterbury in control. Let's have another look at Jamison, Ilalio, and eventually getting that ball out to Jimmy Wihongi. But watch the little half here again. Say you, say me, and he says me.
I'll tell you what, he's come on, Ilalio, and has just tried to go after this game out of dummy half. I think he might even came on as a prop, Ilalio. So he's done well to come out of dummy half there. He realised, I believe it is Antonio Lamalu was down, just tackled the play before, and just darts out of dummy half. And once again, just when Wellington claw the game back, they give a silly penalty away. Canterbury stretched the lead out to 12 at the moment. This is a very important kick, though.
Aye. Is that 3 times they've done that, though?
Yep.
You know, each time they've scored in the same, in the following set, they've conceded.
Yep, and whether it be, I think the try before this come off a loose error, or a, it might have come off a penalty like before, and That's just how the Wellington keep allowing them back in the game.
Call Jimmy home. Go on, call Jimmy home, Blake.
Oh, he's pointing it out wide, out right. Is he looking to swing it back? Oh, game on. 12 points.
12 points still.
That's what you wanted, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty good. I might have got a little bit more carried away.
Nah, you're good at that.
Yeah, but it missed. All right, guys, 28-16. And thanks for joining us. Hey, we've got the Wahine game coming up as well, so that kicks off at 2 o'clock. Both Blake and I have the privilege, honour to commentate that game. And again, we haven't watched our two teams in action this year or called those games. But have a great respect for our women's game and how it's advancing on both sides of the Tasman. Of course, we've got test matches coming up as well, off the back of the season, and the NRLW wrapping up tomorrow. So it's a pleasure to call that action. The Orcas and, of course, the Canterbury squad, Wahine, are kicking off at 2 o'clock this afternoon, once again live here on Sky. Well, we're just over 10 minutes of action left here with a 28-16 scoreline. Have Wellington got something else in their kit that they can roll out here this afternoon? It's been a courageous performance already, bearing in mind that Canterbury came in as distinct favourites, I guess. But it has been a competitive game for the Wellingtonians. And a good game. Hope that those of you who are supporting the Orcas are satisfied with their efforts. And that one's come off and Orcas back. It'll be play on. It should be 6 to go. Here's Jimmy. In fact, it's not. It's Antonio Lamalo who has the football there.
And it is 6 to go. Sometimes it's, you know, when you're chasing points.
Oh,
great hands.
Beautiful.
Sometimes when you're chasing points, it is beneficial just to let the ball go back to your fullback. As we see Canterbury, every time they get a second set, they usually score points. They're on the attack again.
Yeah, that was a lovely piece of work from Reece Puckle. And now, again, George Fava has been very solid. Tom Rufio deserves mention here today. He's done some good work at the back as Kenny Tofilo gets the ball in, and now 10 metres away from the try line. Down the far end of the field, working it through the hands. This time Devon Thompson's back into the mix. He's only 8 metres out from the try line, Thompson. They've got numbers, holding up the pass nicely, and then stepping back on the inside, making it look super easy, is the captain, Etalani Pauli, who really is putting the icing on the cake now for the Cantabrians as they stretch it out to 32 with a kick to come.
Great work as we see Lamalu. Great pass from dummy half and service, and just the defence of Wellington now over chasing around the back, not coming up from the inside, and the skipper, Etalani Poli, today he's had some great moments with the ball, some he'd like to take back, but the ones he does and has been successful with have ended up in 4 points, and that's another one, just to stretch that lead out to 32-16. The skipper has had a very exceptional day, so both halves combining once again. Well, they both have been exceptional today, shall I say.
Yes, he's been very good today, Pauli. 8 minutes to play, and there's still plenty of room for more try scoring. We've been calling this young man Jimmy Wihongi. Afar as well, I think, is one of his names as well. So, Miki Tafana, we'll be respectful as we can be with names. Some of the names struggle to fit across the screen.
Well, we do get, just to let everyone know, we get a couple of team lists and they do change, and jerseys change, and names change as well. So we do our best here.
Go on, Blake. Lovely working alongside Blake Ashford. How many NRL games did you play, Blake?
170.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good career. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Seems like today they're playing forever.
Yeah, I
these
know.
days.
How many 300 guys are playing in the final?
Yeah, there's
Hey.
quite a lot.
And New Zealand well represented across both teams, as we are well aware. Pacific Nations likewise. It's been a solid as performance for the Bronx to make it in. They were oh so close to get a chance for 5, weren't they, Penrith? As well with that.
They were.
Last minute effort from the Iceman. It didn't quite come together, but I always like the way that Ivan carries himself in the box, and he's a coach of real note. Doesn't get his chance this time around, and well, the Melbourne Storm, they really have been the ticket, haven't they? Is it the 11th time in the final in 20 years? I mean, that's just incredible.
It is insane.
It's insane, is what it is. It's going to be fun watching the footy tomorrow. Here's another kick from Canterbury on the far side. Who's got it? Who's got it? Tempted. Was that passing off the ground? Hey?
It's play on here.
What code are we watching here? That's it's a little unusual. What's the ruling there in that one, Blake?
Well, I guess they didn't. We were obscured a view there for a quick second, but I'm guessing Jack Fever said he wasn't touched or no one was on top when he was on the ground, so it was play on. So he could have obviously got up and had a run towards the line, but saw fit to try and pass it off.
Now, if they were to make you a diplomat, Ashford, where do you think you'd like to go?
No comment.
Okay,
So, there you go.
That's a very diplomatic response. Yes, the mascot high commissioner to Rarotonga. There, that's a suggestion coming in from the background. But a good run, this guy. He's done. Look, he's tried well. Tried his best all day, eh? Star Masai. Really cool to watch him in action. Big ups to your star.
He's been in everything that Wellington's done good.
Yep.
So
this is JB Brown, 34-16. And AMB hoping that Wellington are able to get another one. Here's the chip for the rebounds. The rebound. And it comes good. Nice play, back to one. Denzel Vaitongi calling for the quick play. The ball is followed Papa Rawani. Lovely little run here from JT. And that's a strip. Yes, penalty all day.
as we love from the crowd.
It's a professional
foul. Send him off.
Send him from the field, ref.
So, yeah.
Okay, let's see if they can capitalise. Wellington with it, showing it. Fullback, Sulua, wide ball, into 3, to Alofa. Wrapped up 5 out from the line. Here's Sulua. It's the charging run from the number 2, Twangamaya. But he can't get through. What's the next thought? Where are they going next? Over the top. The big boys are in town. Yes, indeed. It's Ioana Tony. Lovely conclusion. Well, had they not conceded those tries, they would have been right in the game. Here he is. The big guy. Beautiful.
You love seeing front rowers score tries. And that man, look, Saloa, the fullback, he sort of just followed the ball that set. He had a lot of touches, and he was clinical in that pass. I thought Canterbury would have been up off the line with a potential intercept, but I'm so happy to see the big prop, Atone, get across today. But like you said, it's just going to be a little bit too late. I mean, just under 3 minutes to go. Going to almost need to score off the kickoff and go again. So they have been gallant in defeat, but just those errors. They'll look back at this game and realise we had an opportunity here, Wellington, to take this game. And just too many errors, whether it be with the ball or penalties through defence.
This is for the extras.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, that's not very diplomatic.
It's not. I just want to see a game where they've only got to score twice here. I would have liked it. Oh, we're getting a video. Jack Fevers, he's on the call. Does he need to call here? We might get another replay and just have a look and make the call to Jack.
Oh, they were pretty close. They could, we've got to back the touch judges.
34-20. It would have been good if...
Could have been 34-24.
34-22.
Round 5. Will Canterbury continue on their winning ways by the looks of things with just a few moments to play? Here's your try scorer on the charge once again. Iona Toni. Totanga, the ball's been left behind.
And like we've seen all day, Dale, they score a try.
They concede a try.
Concede one.
Yes, mate. Here's Lamalu with the football. A little run here from Jimmy Wihongi, getting it across to George. Big George Fava. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if there is another try in Canterbury. Cut down this time is Ilalio. He's had a good impact since he's come on as well, Jamison. It's a little bit of a weaving run. He's been difficult at times to contain. It's Pauli. Took exception to that tackle.
Oh.
Rubber into the in goal. That's gone over the dead ball line, so no damage done. The referee will call it back. We'll have a 20-metre restart. Long way from the try line for Wellington. But they've certainly played with a lot of courage and a lot of pride.
They have.
Just a couple of little areas where they've let themselves down, some handling areas early on. And of course, lack of focus off the tries. And here's another ball that had a hand in it across to the Bunker boys. Agreeing with that one, Blake?
Yeah, we agree with that one. Good call. Good call for the...
Fine call.
And we go there. But look, just once again, as you've already stated, just a little too late.
And there's the referee will wrap it up. I think they want to have a run, do they? He just wants to do something. He wants to kick it as far as he can. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, smart play.
A bomb, yeah, but it was taken at the back from Tommy Lufew. And to wrap us up here at Rugby League Park in Wellington, a solid performance from the finals-bound Canterbury Bulls. I hope you enjoyed the action of round 5 of the New Zealand Rugby League Premiership. In the end, it's Canterbury too strong for Wellington, and they win this one 34-20. That was a pretty good effort as well, no doubt about it. Well, when we looked through some of the try highlights there for the second half, we went into the break, it was 18-4, and soon after it was Wellington who scored first in the second half effort, Blake.
Yeah, it was, and Vaitongi here, all the work from Star Masai, really clawed them back in the game, and we thought, here they come, Wellington. A lot of work there for Vaitongi, but as we stated, he can play anywhere in the back line, anywhere in the forward pack as well. But then after a try, as we also spoke about, Wellington just too many mistakes, too many errors. And it was the old man himself, or shall we say the young fella, Kyle Lecker.
Yeah, let's call him that.
Yeah, the prop. Look, the props don't get too many tries, but after a little error, he gets one. And now Wellington, as they started the game throwing the ball wide, and we really thought this was the way to go. Great shift through the Wellington side, and it was that man, Savia, who gets across and once again claws Wellington back. Canterbury on the fight again, and as they go under to the right, Wihongi, as he has done all game, looked exceptional doing so. But he gets up, and Ilalio, who on the field, as you called Dale, he was exceptional when he came on. He added a bit of spark for the last 20, 25 minutes, and he crosses probably for his first try in the Premiership. As we see as the captain, he did all day today, stepping off the left. He scored a couple through his last play options, and it was Pauli who crossed. And to finish us off with the try scoring, it was our prop. As we said, not many props score tries, and Atoni, he couldn't believe how easy this one had come. They usually have to work hard for it. Caught the ball, hit a hard line, got up with a smile on his face. Even though they lost, it was a great fighting effort from the Wellington Orcas.
Well done too. 34-20 as both teams come together. That will see the Trillo medals. Canterbury Bulls finals bound, winning 4 from 4 in the Southern pool, and that'll be very satisfying to them after a 30-20 win last week over the Otago Whalers. Also, they're able to retain the centenary trophy, acknowledging the 100 years since these two provinces played against each other. That was introduced in 2013, and of course the Adrian Shelford Cup as well. Let's go down here from the Bulls captain after that victory this afternoon.
Well, Italani, you're expecting an onslaught from the Wellington side because they needed to win and get some points on the board, but you guys started really well.
Yeah, I guess our middles, they set the foundation for us to build off a good plan, and yeah, we got off to a good start, and then I think we just fell off towards the end there, that middle patch, but yeah, we picked it up back at the end, and yeah, we finished well, and that's, I guess, the result we wanted at the end of the day, so can't be mad at that.
Top of the pool for the South Island. How pleasing is that for you?
That's an awesome achievement for us. It's something that we wanted to build off of the boys' campaign last year. But yeah, just full credit to the boys. We worked hard to get here, and yeah, well, one more job to do, and just looking forward to the opportunity.
It's a big job, though, isn't it? When you look ahead to that up against counties next week, they're a decent unit.
Oh, 100%. At the end of the day, any team from Auckland's they're the standard that we have to, match. Oh, these guys are terrible. But yeah, we have to give ourselves, the belief to at least, give ourselves a shot. So yeah, we've got to look forward to it and be excited just like any other game.
Exactly, mate. All the best for the final, man.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Cheers.
Yeah, he had a good game, the skipper for Canterbury, and Coach Walt Wilson will be tremendously satisfied. They flew up early this morning into the capital around 7:30, so it's a bit testing when you're playing at midday, but they'll be well satisfied with their work and can enjoy each other's company on their way home to Otago, a proud community, as we're well aware, with a great rugby league pedigree, and to have made their way into the finals. Real credit to the captaincy and the resolve and commitment that's been shown across the board in this campaign. A number of players on a debut, and they'll be tremendously satisfied with their result from today. Well, let's go here from the rep, the captain, if you will, as well, from the Wellington Orcas. We go sideline with Fred.
Well, Robert, you had an outside chance at cracking into the final, and you had to start well, but just too many errors early on.
Yeah, but errors in the first 10, I think that's pretty much what gave Canterbury their focus or confident their first half. Yeah, that was just, I don't know, wet footy, I guess.
Yeah, it just seemed like it took the momentum away from you guys, and you got it back towards the end of the game, but just too big a hurdle in the end.
Yeah, it was a bit too late at the end. I think the main one was just securing their ball. There's a lot of turnovers and just discipline, which really killed us out there. But yeah.
Must have been good though for at least to be playing for trying to get into the final.
Yeah, big ups to the boys. A lot of boys came from injuries, so yeah, it's always good to put Wellington back on the map. Yeah, that's just our main focus, getting back in there.
Yeah, exactly. For the guys in this team, must be good to play at this level as well, to test themselves and then to see what they need to do to get to actually crack the final.
Yes, yeah, especially those young ones that are coming through. We're really just trying to set a foundation for the young ones coming up. Just being a role model for them.
Oh well, we roll on to next year. All the best, mate.
Yeah, next year. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks, Fred, and thanks as well to both squads. It's been an entertaining game of rugby league, and I hope you enjoyed it. We certainly did, as commentators, myself, Dale, and Blake Ashford. Thanks for joining us for round 5 of the NZRL Men's Premiership. Join us because we're staying in the chair, and our wahine get the opportunity to strut their stuff as well. It's again the Orcas and the Bulls that's coming up with kick-off due at 2 o'clock. But in the end, an 18-4 lead for the Canterbury Bulls in the men's round 5 clash at Rugby League Park, and they were able to convert it into a victory at 34-20, looking forward to their opportunity to play in the finals. That wraps us up for our coverage of our men's premiership from Rugby League Park. From all of us concerned, including Stacey, our director, Fred, who's managing the scene down sideline, we wish you well and hope you'll stay with us and join us at 2 o'clock for kickoff for the Wahine in their round 5 clash. We farewell you for the time being from Rugby League Park in the capital, Whanganui Atara, and to wish you well here on a Saturday afternoon watching sport right here in the home of Rugby League in this land, Sky.